All right, welcome to the program. My name is Dr. Mankota. You are watching the TPN TV and radio network coming to you live from the United States of America. Today, we get a very short and very interesting topic we can discuss. We get to do with we neighbor we in Liberia, and they try for discuss Liberia and the election, and I try for compare with Sierra Leone and see whose lesson then we get for take or learn from the Liberian elections. And I just want for make everybody, Sierra Leoneans, una way they watch way for make we all try for discuss this particular very important comparison between the Liberian the election and Sierra Leone and the elections, and see who say we actually do well compared to Liberia, and who say we do a little bit awkward or awful compared to Liberia. And the thing here in this program is that the viewers are also part of the program, and especially this type of discussions, I need una own inputs too, because I may be wrong, I may be right. So, but if we get this discussion, we all go able for get a better understanding, and we go learn from some of the things then we supposed to learn as a country compared to we neighbors. We only get two neighbors, right? We get Guinea and Liberia, and Guinea is a French-speaking country. Liberia is Anglophone country, so we more related to Liberia when it comes to language than Guinea. So I want for make we all try for find a way where we go able for learn from we neighbors them. As we now all know, on the 14th of November, the Liberia people go back to the poll because they may make election, and there was a runoff. So the runoff was on the 14th of November. And what happened? Liberians then be able for elect Joseph Boakai. Joseph Boakai now is 78-year-old former president of Liberia. We contest against the incumbent when George upon Weah, and it's actually an interesting election where Sierra Leoneans are supposed for take a cue from it, because let me just put this thing here quickly and try for. When I just give me 1 minute, let me just share this. Oh no, I think I got it already. All right, I did just try for share the program to other groups them, so we go able for discuss this in more details, because the reason why I really want for make we discuss this type of events is the fact that we have common problems. I'm talking about the sub West African countries. When it comes to elections, we get a problem. We all know that's right. And the problem, one of the problems is the fact that we always grumble about waiting they go now elections. This why I don't steal the election. The other person say no, I may win the election. All those type of things. But the Liberian election, one thing I find very, very interesting, the behavior of the current president, the outgoing president, if I could say that now, when George Weah, and it impressed me simply because I remember about 12 years ago, when George Weah came, he can contest for the presidential election with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, where most analysts, political analysts, agree say at the time George Weah actually won that election, but certain outside influences being really one for make Ellen Sirleaf actually go ahead and be the president of Liberia because of so many bilateral commitment, especially, for example, United States of America, then get this bilateral commitment with Liberia, and irrespective of what somebody say, it's still a um, uh, it's still true for say America actually still control within Liberia they do and within the president of Liberia they do, irrespective of the fact that there was this backlash between all kind of maybe we can call um, um, a revolt with Samuel Keyando, where caused in demise in the 90s. But I remember vividly at that time, George Weah, he no say he been win that election day, but what he do? He look at the situation and say, okay, I go left him and I will come back. Because at that time he was not too young, but at least it was still fresh compared to the opponent when Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. So he been get some kind of a hope for say he get for comeback. And the other problems where George Weah been get is George Weah was not educated at the time. So then tell and say, well, go get education. He can American yeah, he can get education. He was he wait stay after in education. The next election, he go that day. And then Sirleaf no contest again because in time done. So he win that election day. So what are they try for talk about? And this election we just don't happen on Tuesday. We then get for Bhutan out. The Liberian people get for elect a new president. What he do? Now you know the first person we take a phone call and call Joseph Boakai for say okay congratulations. Yes, the election the county not done it, but based on waiting with the sing, it looks like we're not going able for catch up again. So therefore, it is time for me for make a concede and congratulate you. Wow, an African leader, an African president. An African president. They do that kind of thing and they irrespective of what you think about George Weah, I think in my own opinion, a hero when it comes to democratization of Africa. Now, one of the things them way the George Weah don't do way I feel saying we all go able to emulate and learn from that. You know, for a sitting president for look and say, yeah, okay. Then not for some, nobody knows say anything. He take the phone and call your opponent and say, hey, I think you win this election here. And not only that, what did he do? He called on the Liberian people for say for support the incoming president, Joseph Boakai, for support him. That's something that's inspirational. It's really, really inspirational. I hope so the incoming president go able to look at this type of leadership in Liberia and take advantage of that for unite Liberia. Because when you look at the voting pattern in Liberia, you really just like Sierra Leone, the people are divided. You know, they are divided. They are equally divided. Even with a two-man race, now about 50 point something now in Joseph Boakai bring. So you gonna say yes, indeed, these people are divided just like Sierra Leone. So now we get for take a look at the incoming president and see how he go able to take advantage of the foundation where George Weah don't set and say, hey, I call on all Liberians for make una put una political cap aside now and work for the benefit of the country. And he not only do that now in speech, he not only do that. What he do also, he pray for the incoming president. Now think about this. If you are a Sierra Leonean, seriously, think about this. And looking at waiting Sierra Leone don't go through over the past 6 elections, no election not in Sierra Leone where I don't ever see the defeating candidate, whether incumbent or not, the defeating candidate publicly do waiting George Weah do in Sierra Leone. In fact, the 6th election we don't hold, 2 for Tijan Kaba, 2 for Anes Baikoroma, and now 2 for Madabio. Every time the person we then defeat is in na rogue then roga. There is always this perception for saying nobody no go able to win the election as alone, free and fairly. It's always going to be rigged the election. The losing side always they claim the rigged election. I get a little bit of partial commendation though, because I have to be fair. Even though yes, indeed, during the 2007 election between Anes Baikoroma and Berewa, yeah, Berewa, even though he say the election not free and fair because of what happened at Kalau and other parts of the East, not free and fair, but he called Anes Baikoroma and congratulated him and say for the sake of the country, he concede. So that's not the exception. And now that make I get the highest respect for the late man. I'm talking about Solomon Berewa. The highest respect. In fact, Solomon Berewa, in my own opinion, and looking at the divisiveness of Sierra Leone today, Solomon Berewa is a hero of the country, now a nationalist, now a patriot. Irrespective of the fact, saying Solomon Berewa, he did at the other side. He get not to the same political party with it, but the fact that he able for do dancing in it, I think that was very, very inspirational. And looking at George Weah since 12 years ago and now, he consistently try for put Liberia country, people, Liberian people first. I think that's something we all need for congratulator. And he say, in as much as yes, Joseph Bokai don't win the election, and then at the CDC don't lost the election, the winner of the election is actually the Liberian people. The words of a patriot. The words of a patriot. Now the reason this way I put this topic, say let's discuss this and let we able get we will go able for. Oh my God, I forget totally today. I've been supposed for bring Kemo Sise in the program. They've been saying like call 8 o'clock we on time now, yeah. But I wake up around 10 o'clock and when I wake up now I go to airport for go left me wife and me picking. Then they go to Florida. Now I'm member says I supposed for call that guiding. Anyway, but I go bring next week by God's power. But let me come back to this particular topic we discuss. So, one of the things we me always they do in my life, we probably now they make at least I able to succeed in so many ways, is the fact that I always they look at successes. I am inspired by successful people. I am inspired by hardworking people. I am inspired by credible people, people who are sincere, people who are truthful in their daily lives, you know. So I am inspired by some of those factors. Maybe that make probably I am also able to be not 100%, but at least successful in life, in my life so far. And I just pray God say, continue for be successful as it is now. But people like George Weah, now somebody we are inspired. I take inspiration from. Remember, George Weah, according to in biography, he not been even able to forget a high school diploma. When he left, he go to Europe for go play football. He get for retire, come back to Liberia. He can't contest. He not get better education. And this was one of the biggest problems then where he gets during the elections at that time. And then say the man not so educated person. And you look at Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, um, a Harvard graduate. So he was very, very incomparable. But what he do? Vex. Fight because during the election in the guy been gets all of the youth them been in camp. All the youth them been in camp. He actually won that election. Yeah, he won that election. But looking at in mental and educational status at that time, the external forces like the United States not feel say he was ready for leadership, such a complicated leadership like that, So they want for make Ellen Sirleaf continue. And according to the sources we will get, then talk to them. The U.S. Embassy in Liberia talk to them and say, hey, we understand, but I don't think say this is time for make we take this very unstable country for you at this time. So first of all, go get education and come back. We say, okay, I will do that. And now he lost the election. He lost. And vex, neither the incumbent, neither the current president, vex. What did he say? He said, oh yeah, I lost. Let me take telephone. Tell me anywhere in the sub-region where somebody lost the election, he voluntarily take phone call the opponents who win and say, hey, this election, you win them. I not say there are people who get for cancer say, well, because the Liberian election was free and fair. Because I don't really see that. Now social media, this argument's already done in social media. Because there is always this excuses where Sierra Leoneans they always try for manufacture for make the status quo continue, for make continue do what they do, for make people then when are the leaders of our county continue for manipulate we and brainwash we and abuse we, exploit we. Well, irrespective of what you think, if George Weah be one for contest that election day, if I contest that election day, if I've been saying the election or the election is not fair. We did that. The APC, I'm talking about the APC. We did that in 2018. Now we actually conduct the election. But at the end of the day, when we lost, we say the election was not free and fair. So how are we able to learn from this lesson? One, we get for understanding leadership in any country is not a do or die situation. And as something way temporary. So when you look at some of the examples here where we get from we neighbor Liberian people, I'm just hoping that the next election, I'm talking about the 2028 Sierra Leone election, we go able do better. I sincerely hope so. So what do you think? What are the lesson where you learn from? What are the lesson where you learn from the Liberian election? I know say we all get with different opinion about this. This is not your opinion where I don't give so. I believe say number one, some kind of a role model for we for make we able emulate. When leaders realize that they lost election, then come out publicly and say, hey, we lost election. Not for them, actually. Now for the people, then for the youth, they will get for come after them leaders then they. If the youth then always they see, leaders them, they always they perfect for power. Nobody no get the mind for make then say, okay, we lost the election or we win the election. Always rogue, rig. How we youth then we get for come after we get for behave. Then they continue for behave the same thing because they learn that from we for saying never accept any election. Never. So yeah, when I continue for put when I comment at the comment section, I don't say Lamin Denke don't come and give me some kind of an opinion. I go read the comments them and I go able for discuss then comments then they. But I am very much impressed with the conduct of Liberian president. And to be honest with you, if Judge Weah not be ones for relinquish power, if we be rigged that election day, very simply. If we rigged that election day, irrespective of what the other person thinks. Make it read the election, the United States or whatever, say no, now we sanction you. But if not somebody would not care about the country in interest, to hell with whoever is sanctioned, because at the end of the day, him personally not be able for for get hit by this any sanction, but voluntarily. Even the time when the counting was going on, when I remember in 2012, what he make Madabio been going to court. What have been the argument? Even though it was very clear at the time, I'm talking about Sierra Leone election in 2012. Even though it was very clear at the time for say, Madabio, the counting as it been a go for some of we been a follow up, we're able for catch up with Anas Koroma at all. So when the neck boss, Christian Atop, announced the election, Madabio said, well, hold on a minute. The counting is still going on. So why do you announce this election? That means now you don't agree. Here in the United States, we they see counting sometimes even 10, 15, 20, 30%, or even 50% of the counting, they don't call already the result because they know already seeing because they know waiting at the voting population now that particular state day and compare that to the counting, you go able for clearly know saying this person they win this election, yeah. Irrespective of whether the counting is completed or not, they know that. But what did Madabio do? He go to court. He said because the counting was still going on, so why Christian Atop announced the results? The reason we to make the Christian Atop say go police in other slangs, go police. It was very, very terrifying at the time. And in 2023, we had the same thing with the APC party. Some folks now the APC party say, well, enough of been don't announce the result because counting was still going on. It was still going on. Well, that's not the lesson the way we're supposed to learn from Liberia. We get for be patriotic. The only way we were able to make Salon a better country. Now, when we put patriotism ahead of we party, unfortunately, this has never been the case since 1996. It has never been the case. In fact, the thing here is not only will not put the country first, in some instances, will not even put the party first. We put we self individual first, the party second, and the country is last. But we always they turn around and look at we youth there and say, hey, you are the future of this country. Well, that is great. It is inevitable for say yes. There is always going to be a change of leadership, whether in a dictatorial purview or in a democratic system. There is always going to be a change of leadership. whether you like it or not. Because number one, people die, people get older, people get sick, so many things. But you as a leader, a very good leader, will elect your country. You want to make your legacy continue for prosper. Always, before you left power, train the young people leadership skills. You should always, a leader will never be a good leader if you not get a successful replacer, somebody will replace him. We take a look at what thing they go on in 2007, because that was the first time we actually changed leadership since multi-party democracy. We changed leadership through the ballot box. Then we look at all the projects them. I'm talking about the good projects them. All with three leaders, the way don't lead that country them. Then get wasteful projects, then get national projects when a good project. So when I say project, I'm talking about the projects that when are good projects where they benefit the society. Okay. During the time when Tijankaba they left power, he put so many projects then, some of them wasteful, some of them actually good. And as Kurmakam, he got to deal with some of the good projects them and discarded the waste. So he feel the waste projects them. And there was this backlash from the SLPPC. Oh, okay, and Escoma, we come. All the good projects then we Tijankaba left, it can't discontinue them projects then they and start all over again. You wanna remember that grumble way been going, right? In some instances it was true. In other instances it was definitely a lie. Then Anescoma get for left power and he hand over power to Madabio. Anescoma been put so many good projects them. Very, very good projects them. But because Madabio no wants for make them share the credit, make you see the reprehensible, backward thinking of leaders them. Because Anescoma Madabio no wants for make them share credit with Anescoma for the things that we do. He canceled almost all of them projects then they. He canceled them. I'm talking about the major projects then. Instead, he got to go start all over again. He got to go start fresh. The same project. Some of them they've been already sponsor their project. Financial sponsorship was already available. But one for share credit. Saloon politician then greedy. I'm telling you. They know they take the country. They know it. All right, when I put in a comment in the comment section, please, when I do that, I hope say we'll be able to discuss this in a more fruitful way. Because I think the most important thing with me always when I did look at things outside of me inner circle, for example, waiting they go in Liberia, I know they discuss them and they based on parties and politics. I did discuss them and they so that I go able to learn a good lesson from that thing. And so I hope say that's the same thing that we all they do. So when I put on a comment in the comment section, okay, we'll discuss them and by God's power. So what are they trying to talk about? Until Sierra Leonean people start for take the country first, there is always going to be this cloud way hang above wind, we always the pour acid rain. Now we aid. I don't talk about this so many times. One of the things I always regrets in my life. Regret in the sense, I think regret is not the best word to describe. I think horrified. I think horrified. Not the best word that one there. One of the things where I always horrified when I get people when are very, very highly intelligent Sierra Leoneans, highly educated Sierra Leoneans, you know, then they come to me, they meet Dr. Mankota. We know say what they do not the right thing. And that's what it's supposed to be. But you know, will ever succeed pan politics na alone because politics na alone, you're not going to be truthful. If you're not a truthful politician, you're not going to succeed. These are some of the utterances where sometimes I receive from people then because of certain stance then where they take. Where that's said then they confess which are they doing the right thing. But I'm not supposed to do the right thing. They want me for make I do the wrong thing so that the country is continue for do the bad things, the awful things them. You look at what they go on today in a salon and this kush business, this drug business, where they go in a salon. You see young people. Was it yesterday? I was watching a video where they say some of the young youths then where take kush then die. Then they go for go bury then youths then they 13 of them 13 11 11 male 11 male and 2 females. And they see we young youths them then they perish. Why? Why they not get any role model? They don't get any role model for follow. Because when you look at we leadership, we politicians then, there is nothing to follow. Nothing absolutely. They are worse than some of them than they. So when you get youths in any society, what they make them they become successful, then they look at the steps, the actions of the elders, and then they look and try for emulate. But if the elders not able to show any kind of moral ethics, where the bobo then go look and say, I actually respect Mr. X or President X or whatever. Then you just feel say life is nothing but a useless entity, useless organism. So instead, they become idle, they're in the street, they follow other youth them where they take drugs. Every single day now, then they bear we picking them because of these drugs here. Unfortunately, the same leaders them, some of the leaders them, some of the politicians, now then they buy kush for the bobo them. So if we're not able to learn from we youth, from we politicians then, how about we jump across the border and look now we neighbors then say, okay, I think say what this guy do, they look impressive. So shall we actually follow? Because you look at you politicians them, they are all a bunch of thieves. They're always there for manipulate youth them, try for destroy the lives of the youth them. So this is the reason why I actually bring this topic today. What happened in Liberia? Good for Salon. What they do? So let we learn from Liberia. Liberia is just 5 million people. 5 million people. We are almost 9 million people. Sierra Leone. When you look at the World Bank statistics, we are 8.8 million. Yeah, I see the census, they tell you about 7 point something million. They're not even, well, because that census, they're not to everybody. About 30 to 35% of the people not even register upon that census day. So, a 9 million people they're not able to take decisions. We go able to help 9 million people. We always dip on this divisiveness. Always we they find a way for chastise other Sierra Leoneans them. We they not get the same ideologies. Always. You can see them. You can see them we gathering them. I just hope say when now they watch this program, when ourselves go able for give better understanding of we want to see a snapshot of una mental status, how una they think. You know, some of them here then they affect we psychologically. We just don't know that. Every time we turn social media on, you always they see negative things about your country. Every time negative things them. And unfortunately, not even the people the way they outside and then they talk negative about the country. Now the people the way they inside and then they talk negative about the country. How you will expect somebody will serious who can invest in the country if you always they talk about your country negatively? How? And after that, we turn back and say the country bad. The economy it hard. Food no day, electricity no day, water no day, medicine no day, good roads they no day. You know, law and order no day. Because you know a contributory factor towards all them problems are where they grumble for. You know. And when you get a few handful of Sierra Leoneans, the way they stand up and say, no, the way we they do things is not helping the country. We they turn back and attack them people then they for doing the right thing. We they attack them. You're not supposed to do so. Dr. Mankota, you know APC, why always they try for say what the APC they do now, the wrong thing. Dr. Mankota, you know this. Why you not say that? Yeah. So I just they go through, I just they follow the communication where they go on at the comment section. When I continue for put on a comment at the comment section, in the next few minutes I will begin read them comments then they. So this is the situation where we find ourselves today as a country. Nobody, ladies and gentlemen, nobody know they come for can help salon. Nobody. If we not stand up and put with differences aside, irrespective of whether you're APC or SLPP, and try for model the democracy way we they try for practice in a way where it beneficial to the country. But America not they go na salon for go make salon. If you say America go na salon for go exploit salon. China not they go na salon for go make salon. If you see China go na salon for go exploit salon, for go make the young country. UK, when we form a colony, we already don't see the history. Some of the Boboden today we probably because now I don't even know if history lesson in a salon. Now the schools them. Because what I understand, most of the history are about other countries them. Now in the land, they learn about world history. Abraham Lincoln, the father of democracy. The British Empire. We didn't learn everything, but we own history. So how you go able for be a patriotic Sierra Leonean if you not even know about Sierra Leone? You don't got no idea about Sierra Leone. How you go able for be a patriotic Sierra Leonean? That is something that I'm preaching for another country for the past 13 years. Where are they at this program? 13 good years are they at this program. Are they consistently try for remind Sierra Leoneans and say, yes, I will not say we get with differences. We not say yes. Some people are SLPP, some people are APC, some people are NGC, some people are PDP, some people are that, some people are that. We know that. That's not the beauty of multi-party democracy. But within these differences, there should be something that binds us together. There should be a purpose. Because anybody without a purpose, any action without a purpose, is useless. And what is this purpose? The country. The interests of Sierra Leone. Every advanced society in this world then gets this. That's not the basic fundamental principle for every country where they practice democracy. The interests of the country. And when we get that perception, that concept in we, for say, nothing else matter but the country, then you go see the attitude where it change very rapidly. But when we always they look at we pocket, when we walk out in our street, we they look now we pocket if you full or enough full. Always this now we on thinking, oh, how are we able for full me pocket? That's where the problem is. So nobody no care. It's a shame. It's a shame, really. Especially in this 21st century. I was expecting we're supposed to be better than we grandpa them way been in at the 20th century. And that's how it's supposed to be. You born you picking, you expect you picking for can do better than the way you do, right? That's always the ambition. But when you want you picking do worst, that fail. Now you fail. So we grandpa them way been there before we, then fail we. Now what did them teach me now we they follow so today. But I see most of the countries then, even within the sub-Saharan countries then in Africa, then they try to move away from the old perception, the old mentality where we people them get. It's all about me. It's never about us. And when the us is there, I think he's talking about the immediate family. If some of them countries are like a small country like Liberia is showing us the way, why don't we embrace that? We should embrace this. We should be proud of Liberia. We should be proud of George Weah. I just pray say you go able well. There is an award where this guy, this billionaire, I think a Sudanese billionaire, Ibrahim award or something for Africa, where I don't think say somebody don't ever win that. I didn't say Liberia win that with Sheriff, but I believe say that was I don't think say that true because Ellen Sheriff was one of the corrupt leaders in Africa. So how comes he will win that Abrahamic award? I don't think so. I wish George Weah will win, but since I'm not going to win because so many corruption done in Liberia. So, but why sometimes every weekend will they come and talk to Una? Because we want to follow we able to learn. What we are doing is not correct as a country. Like I said last week, our own generation has been damaged already, probably beyond repair. It's been damaged. But what is our own responsibility now as Sierra Leoneans? Now we try for create a good system for the next generation. Now we do that. How we go do that? We go for take this self aggrandizement where they destroy we mental capacity for think better for a country. We put that aside and just look at other countries there. One of the things where I always they do since I travel out of Sierra Leone, me as somebody we're very curious. Probably now that make I reach the level where I reach so. I'm very curious. When something happen, I want to know why that happened. A scientific thought processes. Now I get why this happened. And I go always work very hard for make I able to find out why it happened. So from my small one, I get this inspiration. Sometimes I see plane, then they fly above with sky. Well, na free tongue. Why the plane they fly above we? Who created this big thing where they fly above we? That was when I was very little. So I want to know. And they see other countries them, then they do very well. Sierra Leone they do well. So I just sit down and say, okay, well, why this country they do well, but we know they do well. Fortunately, I get for travel out of the country. And at that time when I was traveling, I was very happy because I believe say I go able to find the answers the way I know able to find as alone when I be young. And when I came to the United States of America, that has been my goal all along. Why the West is prospering while we they retrogress. And I found the answer. It was a very simple answer. One word. Everything where the West they do for developed country, it wrap around one green word. You know that word there? Can you put that word in now you comment? I will give you the word. I they wait till I put under the comments. Just put under the comment section where they watch me from. One green word. Let me repeat that again. Why the West is developing the way it develops so. The question where I've been young, a little boy, I've been the wonder around why we get these vast differences between the West and we. Yeah, by Wally say loyalty. Okay. I want other people then for put that what and call them. Patriotism, honesty, wonderful. You know. Well, I go give you the word. I want other people then for put before I give you the word. I think probably within which I don't see so far, it seems like the word is within this. Sincerity, Lamindenke. All right. Well, the word, we're not all correct. But some of them was their own apostle. He embedded within that one green word thing. And we don't have the person we actually put the word musra plus. Let me where is musra plus? Okay. Hold on, let me sure. Musra plus. That's the word. Patriotism. When a person is patriotic, number one, he's honest. Because patriotism, now the love what you get for your country. And if you get love for your country, first of all, they lie. They lie against your country. So Honesty is also correct, but now a subset of patriotism. And if you are patriotic, you are sincere. Lamindanke. When you are patriotic, you are sincere. You always the eager for do the right thing, and they try for manipulate you company citizens them just for you. And when you are patriotic, you always they yearn for accountability. Musla plus. Patriotic person always they try for produce accountability in whatever that person they do. And when you are patriotic, Lamin Duncan, you get love for your citizen. So you see, we are all correct. And the other one, I forget him. By Wali, loyalty and patriotism actually they work hand in hand. You loyal to your country, and you are patriotic to your country. So we are all correct. And this now the thing where I find out when I come at the Western world and I do my research and work very hard for the past 20-something years where I don't at the Western society. This is not consistent thing. In America here is the same thing. You go na Europe, you go see the same thing, patriotism. Let me give you a little bit of America. And they tell you, say, when it comes to local politics, America is divided more than any other country. Local politics. Between me and you two. Not the same host. But the fact. Una see not so. What they say not so. Let me give you an example. Make you see how divided we are. How even I'm talking about America. How sometimes politicians in America, how out of touch they are. Before President Biden came to power, one of the things that he promised, the young people there, according to him, and which I agree, the young people now the future of America. And therefore, we need to invest in our young people. And according to him, one of the things where actually they destroy young people from going to school, I'm talking about education, student loan. America get the highest student loan per capita in the world. You get people in America, by the time that person they get in a master's degree, you don't owe over $200,000 per student loan. Imagine how that person they go able to succeed in life. If you get them kind of huge student loan and the end, the work probably what they do, they give better. So Biden promised them, say, one of the things they do, they can wipe out most of the student loan them because the problem here is they take the student loan them and then pass the responsibility to a third party, a top company, and that company, they don't care about the welfare of the students them. They don't care. What do they care about? The profit where them pay the student loan payments that they bring. So Biden say, if they can't do that. Well, he tried to do that. But he was not sincere in the first place. He was not. The American politicians are married to the billionaires them, where they exploit the ordinary people them. I'm just giving you for say, yes, indeed, division is all over. But there's a difference between division in Sierra Leone and division in the Western society. We make with it still a deprived self. Okay? So, he go pass a law, not a law, he sign what they call, I don't know how they call again, a decree or something. For say, then they cancel some of the student loan them about, I don't know, a lot of money. But behind the scene, then they work with the same companies the way they collect students loan payment. Then they take money from them people then and then tell them, then company then they for make them go sue for say what Biden do, not correct. So it is about they it is against the law. The president not supposed to not get that power there for do them. And during that time then Biden gets the the Senate and the House. Again, Democrats was the majority. Now the House. So the company then go sue. And wait and say, oh well, Biden, you not get the power for do that. Biden say, okay, well, I don't try at last. So these are some of the brainwashing way they go on. But the difference between America and Sierra Leone is when it comes to national issue, to local issue, we disagree. When it comes to national issue, there is no disagreement. We all they come together, whether a hot or the other person hot, we put we pain aside and say, well, our pain is less than the pain of the entire nation. Guess what? In Ukraine, well, then tell we say we get interest in Ukraine. We spend over $200 billion so far, and we still they spend. Now this be the time why people, some of the Republicans then say no, it's enough. I don't think say then kind of investment here, is good for the country. Over $200 billion. They're not getting mind for cancel some of the student loan. The students then where actually they create jobs in this country. They don't do that. So politicians are the same, but the difference is that they don't then get some certain level of politicking. That stage, when at the national stage, no politicians know they venture. If you do that, you will be destroyed. In Africa, Sierra Leone in particular, when they manipulate the youth them, when they try to give them good education, for make them understand why they are important in society, because they are the next generation, the next leaders them. Instead, what do they do? When they brainwash them for say, go fight in the street, because when you fight in the street, that means say you dey fight for your party. When they give them push before they go in the street for go fight drugs. When they buy drugs them, alcohol and drugs, when they give them saying, when I take this will give you more power for now when I go fight in the street. When they destroy them, and when already destroy, we use them inside the country. Then when they go out of the country again, when they go begin for take how they call a microphone or a megaphone, they announce, "I not a better country when I not invest there." Tell all the outside investors, "So I not a better country when I not invest there." Well, if me get money, I want to go invest my salon, and the people that wait in a salon, they tell me say that country they not better. If you go invest there, you lost your money. I will go there. I'll go there. No, they go there. If I go there, self, I get forget insurance where they able to cover me. And the one the way actually get the mind for going to salon. Look at what they do in a salon today, because of the same attitude that we will get. We not patriotic. So patriotism now is very, very important for the development of any society. Somebody will not like, you don't care whether it is suffer or not. Let's take an example. The iron ore company, the way they mine as alone iron ore. The rutile, well, supposedly the rutile, because me no say not a rutile in the mine that place. I don't gonna say that rutile. That's a rutile in the mine no more. That place is a very rich place with so many minerals. Them a lot of Sierra Leone, I don't know. So many very, very valuable minerals. Them. Well, because we don't go outside, we go take a megaphone and they tell the outsiders and say Sierra Leone is a bad country. No go invest there. Then the one that now, because you get certain companies the way, then they go invest. What is the like for invest on is risk. Then call it risk investment. And then they try to exploit the vulnerables. Now in we get my salon. The way they do iron ore. The way they do gold. diamond, rutile, and whatever you call it. Because they know say Sierra Leone, we don't tell them say not to a stable country. They know they even wash the dirty when they get from the earth, when they mine the iron ore or rutile. They know they wash on a salon. You know why? Well, because they know say Salon not to better. Salonians, we're not better. We're useless. Sierra Leoneans, they're useless. Why? Because if you're not a patriotic Sierra Leonean, you always try to defend your country. Irrespective of what the circumstances. You defend and make them better. Then they take the dirty, they load and pantry, then carry and go to the wharf. We say then get for go put on a ship. Then get and go to the country. When then they go for go, hey, them people here then get devices where we able to detect if diamond day na it dirty. Then get the devices then they so they know exactly not of saying arrest and the risk. Not stupid person, not they go just take dirty way, don't know what's in the inside them. Then they put on a ship, they can go. They're not stupid. Now we're stupid. Now we the Sierra Leonean people, they're stupid and then they exploit resources them. Take this dirty and they go ask them inside the dirty. Then they get iron ore, chromite, bauxite, gold, diamond, and a whole host of other minerals them. How much would they get from their minerals and they 0%, zero benefit? Because you know what thing we contract them for? Now iron ore. And we tell them say let them pay with 0.06%. When they dig them with them call. I think I've been talking about this a couple of weeks ago when Sierra Leone been get about $2 billion from the mining industry in Sierra Leone. 2.2 or $2.3 billion. You know how much Sierra Leone actually gets percentage from that what they call it? It's less than $100 million. It's less than 100 million out of 2.3 billion. Less than 100 million. Now we get the 0.06%. And this now actually now based on waiting we sign contract with like gold, diamond, iron ore. Not so based on waiting and they SSF then when they go ask them here in their own country, waiting and they get to. Sometimes they get triple than waiting actually we know. Then you did not salon. You not Sierra Leone and you did not Western society, you did not salon, or wherever you did destroy your country for politics. For politics. Because why? Well, the person who I want for make you be president, you not be president. Because of why? Well, the minister where I want for make them appoint as minister, they not appoint as minister. The person where I want for make you be a member of parliament, they not appoint as a member of parliament. So therefore, we destroy everything. Then a few months later, you turn around, everything is empty. And you begin grumble back. The country you had, now a circular thing. Now, like what they call boomerang. You throw ashes they follow you. Now, in the follow African Sierra Leone today, so we are not patriotic. This is the thing that we missed. Now, this we miss with the miss now we consider that make we not they develop. Tell me, how many minerals them where Salon get? You know? Do you know how many minerals we get now in country? Some of them we are not ever hear their names then they. The name as Salon. And then they mine their minerals then they as we they speak. For free, you know they get nothing no more. And instead, we focus on that. where we're able to give with development, we focus on fighting each other. You know, the story of the lion and I don't know whose animal, they nip and fed themselves. The wolves. The wolves, they don't kill animal. For try for shape the kill, then begin fed themselves. The lion come, it can't steal the animal, it go. But the time when they turn out for say, wait the animal. The time when they say now for say, you know what? This no make sense. Let we go eat the animal enough for we. Then turn now animal not there again. Then don't steal them. Now here we do so na salon. Now here we do so na Africa. And these people where they exploit we, they like that. They like that. Because you know they make we not pay attention. You they hate your brother because of politician. You know APC no one for talk to any SLPP folks because they are the other side. You know SLPP no one for talk to anybody na the APC because then they are the other side. Now different people them. We focus on fighting each other while we resources have been exploited, abused. But how the next generation go able to change this? How the next generation or this generation? Because forget about the next generation. This generation, how it go able to change? We go able to change this by listening to people like we you know, not give a damn about being APC or SLPP or whatever political party it is. Because that's just a title. It's an entity. It's useless. And people like me, so I joined a political party for the sake of the country. I don't join the APC for nearly 20 years now. The APC party. Now the only party where I don't ever join in my life. I don't want the benefits from the APC party, but I'm there. I'm there. Because you know why? I want for effect change. And I cannot do it without being inside. Will you do that? Would you do that? You go to the SLPP party today office. You meet a lot of people there. You know what they do then? Then they cook for the youth then they eat. Hey, boo. That's why they develop a society. That's why they develop youth for make them kind of more for can eat. And the best way for help we use them, then come every day, then cook 2 bag rice, 3 bag rice. Everybody come, you can't eat. After that, everybody scatter back. That's not the way you develop youth. You go to the APC office, same thing. Same thing. It's terrible. The way Sierra Leoneans and they behave. It's terrible. So I want to make you join me for help the youth, for make them realizing waiting them politicians and they do to them now a disservice to the country, because these youths are going to be the next leaders. A man cannot live in a bread alone. I prefer for train you how for fish than for give you fish every single day. Because you know why? If I train you how for fish, you don't rely on me. But if I always they give fish and not train you how for fish, you rely on me. What happened the time when I not get fish? Or the fish I get now only do for me? You just sleep hungry. So in as much as then they always go now the party offices them for go eat. That is not the best way a political party for do for help youths na the own party. Teach them within our leadership. Teach them what's in patriotism. Teach them about the importance of their existence as Sierra Leoneans. Because I tell you one thing. I don't travel. And at least I don't get a lot of experience than even the people that way big for me, far away. You know why? Because I'm curious. We youth and deserve more. Anyway, it's time for comments. So when I think about this, okay, which are the time when I think about that, always when I sit on here, it's not always about Mr. X bad, Mr. X good. No, that's not always. I always they try to teach people them, especially the young one them, how we go able to develop that country there. No matter what you think, you go there in power for 5 years. If you're not able to put a system where you go able to protect not only what you don't develop, when you left in power, the next person where they come, they can't destroy it. It starts all over again. So how long will they pan? So when I think about this, let me go to the comments, and when I continue for putting my comment now. Mata Bangula say is watching. All right, Mata, thank you very much. Lamindenke, the process before, during, and after voting must be free, fair, and inclusive. Must be seen for all to accept result outcome. Yeah, I agree with you. Now the reason that one day, Lamin, I think I asked you which you been there before. Was it you? I think you or Ishmael. Maybe it was Ishmael. We don't sit down from outside, always put weak partisan cap and feel same. Everything will be free and fair. No, that's not the way. You know the best way for make we able put a system that is free, fair. Remember, about 10 plus 6, 26 years ago or 27 years ago, maybe because if I bring in the NPRC, yeah, but we were in a one-party state. We are in a one-party state. So we still get that residue, that one-party state mentality. There are people who are there right now within our own leadership structure. I'm talking about the political structure. Those people are residue of a one-party system. So then get that mentality there. We get to work very hard for trying to cut off that link between the one-party mentality and the multi-party system. And how will they do it? First of all, we parliament. Now, one of the useless institutions in that country there. Parliament is useless. Just look, you don't need to believe me. Just watch the behavior when they behave. When one of them and they talk. They don't take we country seriously. Where they're supposed to make laws, then we're able to protect like what they talk so. An election supposed to be free, fair, and inclusive. What are their responsibility? That's for me and you. We can fact my sister and kill and they kill you for nothing. Like what happened? Whose institution was responsible for that? Now parliament. Tell me how many laws the way parliament don't pass we actually befit what they talk so. None. So when a nation is informed, when a nation is well informed, that nation they prosper, they develop. People perish because of the lack of knowledge. So I agree with you. The process should be free, fair, and inclusive. But that's the process. Within the mechanism where they guarantee them process then they. That's the legislation where parliament supposed to pass and make sure same we guarantee the free, fair, and inclusive election. Look them. The last session of parliament. Now, most of them are comedians. Then they fight my parliament, play theatrics. They don't give a damn. This is the responsibility of parliament for do them can't hear where they talk so. Not to me and you. Not to me and you. So, first of all, let's look at parliament and tell them, say, you guys get the responsibility for protect democracy. Not so every time when the election done, at the way you talk about, we must be free, we must have a free, fair, and inclusive election. Not to the time. We got to do well before time. Right now, the election done, not so. We expect parliament for look at some of the mishaps that will happen, the mistakes that will happen, and put up certain legislation where they make sure say their mistakes and they don't know they ever repeat itself again. They will not do it. Because you know why? Our politicians actually thrive when the country is in chaos. So I agree with you. Sure, that's how it's supposed to be. But how we go able to make sure it happen? Now the road I don't show you so. Now let me go to Ishmael Kamara. George Weah is a decent guy who respected the votes of his citizens, while Sierra Leone has a nonsense leader who killed innocent citizens and forced his way into power. All right. George Weah now an inspiration to me. I'm not saying about any other person, but to me. Okay? Now an inspiration. Because of what he don't do. Now let me bring this topic so that we'll be able to learn from that. Well, it is easy for point finger at somebody or some people, but you should also remember when you point a finger at somebody, look my finger, where I point. What happened with the forefinger? He points back at me, not so. So we are all responsible for the demise or the chaos or the undemocratic things the way they talk about. It's not only Madabio. It's easy for point finger at Madabio, but what's our own responsibility for making better as a citizen? Remember, they always remind people them. In a democratic system, it is what? A government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Everything we define democracy points at the people. Now you get the power. Now you get the control. And now you get the responsibility for making better. And this is now one of the things where they tell me, viewers them. Democracy is not always about voting. It is not. In fact, voting not just a minute part of democratic process. Small part. But in Africa, Sierra Leone in particular, after we don't go vote, we believe say we don't give all the power to the leadership. So we all not get power again. So we just decide on they expect the leader for make a play in magic. And this has been the case for Sierra Leoneans, not only in Sierra Leone, but even outside of Sierra Leone. I used to be a president of Sierra Leoneans in this state. A young person. But one thing where I learned is that, number one, when you be a leader, it is the same people where put you there, that the same people go on for make you bend. Now their individual interest. You go see somebody, they come and say, hey, Dr. Mankota, I think say now this will they do. For example, let me give you one of the simplest example. Simplest example. You know, like in America here, one of the things what they do with the work, we do on schedule, not so. Now, let's say you want una want for a whole meeting. You dey see some people, one or two people them, where they try for fight very hard for make the meeting then at the time where then they off. Then they off. Against the backdrop of the majority will probably get a different schedule. Then they can say, no, let we hold the meeting Sunday. If not Sunday, then they off. Now Sunday, now we hold the meeting. Well, you see, in any society, you get what we call sacrifice. You sacrifice halfway, the other person sacrifice half. When I all come and when I meet in the middle. And when you say no, but the majority no take this way, then call, if you feel offended. Now you are a bad leader. And another thing where they see where they unbox Sierra Leone, everywhere outside with them. The leader is always the servant. When una want to do something, then go tell you, say, hey, brother, I'm not the leader, go try the no more, they be you. They know they can't help you. They need to do them. Some people, they wouldn't be leaders, now they're in different communities, then go agree with what they talk so. They know they help you. And guess what? If that thing what they do, where you they struggle, they call them, say, we all can do, then they know they go there. When it fail, now the first people, the way they criticize you. Now the same thing that they see now with Ishmael Kamara. It's easy for point finger at somebody. But always no saying, the four fingers are always pointing at you back. What that mean? It means say, everybody, the leader way they try for criticization, you are all responsible for waiting they go in that country. We all responsible. And the moment we realize that and try for change with attitude and try for embrace each other. For example, not every, the way the world day, I get me weaknesses, you get your weaknesses. Sometimes me weaknesses not to the same weakness you get. All the people them. Now any society, different people they then get different weaknesses. But when we come together, we go able to complement each person's weakness. So you go see the weaknesses. Now so a society they develop. But all the time with the sit down our corner with just the point finger because we hate Mr. X, it's not gonna help us. It's not. Now let me go to Baiwali. Baiwali say George Weah likes his country, and that is why on the onset, President George Weah allowed the process to be free, fair, and transparent. In other words, when Liberian citizens went to registration, they were given their ID card instantly with no impediment, as opposed to Sierra Leone. The registration was divided into days and regions to hinder transparency. I agree with you, Bai. I agree with you. I totally agree with you. This is one of the things that we'll get for look into. And I don't talk about this so many times on this program. Okay? So many times on the program, I don't talk about this. We're not going able to do everything perfectly at the same time. We dey learn as we dey go. Waiting me, they've been the suggest to ECSL. There is no need for let people them let them put a specific time for go register. That's not the only time where people they go for go register. That shouldn't be the case. In this society where we dey pursue today, registration is supposed to be year round. Every day people they turn 18. Yes, I not say not so everybody get the chance when you turn 18 for go register. But let we open that option there for same. Let people then register. And another thing where I find very, very pathetic. Why do we have to import ID card? Why do we have to send our information outside for make them go print ID card for we? You want for time say out of all the millions of dollars that we would they get, we're able to buy printing machines, like we then cheap today. So ID card printing machine, they're very, very cheap. Very, very cheap. You're able to buy at least 3 for each district. You You put them there. The one they waiting above, then get where you turn 18, you go now the office, you go register, then give you ID card. We don't need this nonsense for say every time we can forget a specific month and year during the year, and sometimes very small time. And it's down and the way we get we ID. As they speak, are they can build a system for ECSL? They can build a system because I think I've been on talking about that some time ago. When I go to salon, what I go see the constraints where I see those are man-made constraints. We're not supposed to forget them constraints, and especially in this 21st century. Technology is very much available everywhere, except no one for use them. So I can build a system for ECSL. I don't contact them already. And I'm doing this for free, for the sake of the country. For free. For example, the system I did try for bill. The citizens are not need for worry about whether they win, whether not they win the election. If indeed they utilize that system there correctly, the citizens they go able follow the counting of the votes live. Where then they know if somebody is leading, so nobody not go able for say that they rig the election. Every polling station. You go now, any police station, you go able for look at that police station and say, okay, Mr. X is leading, Mr. Y is trailing. So this is not the system where they try for bill for the ECSL. Are they going to use that? Maybe not, but I will build it anyway. I will build it and say, okay, hey, when I test this system, for one time, here you go. Are they going to use it? No, because it prevent them from rigging. It prevent them from doing the wrong thing, and they want to continue for do the wrong thing. So, what did they talk so? By Wally, I agree with you. This is now one of the things, one of the changes then when we supposed to implement at that country. I'm not gonna wait. For example, at 2018 today. Pass on until 2028. Now they get me ID card, my registration ID card, 2028. I want if I turn 18 today. In fact, God, we didn't forget a national database. I don't know if we'll get them right now, but we need to forget a national database. When somebody turn 18, well, not to everybody because no, but at least for people that will get a smartphone, if we know, that's another complicated. Anyway, not going at that side. But it's important that we able when somebody turn 18, he able get a voter's ID card immediately. We don't need for wait until 5 years later. That's actually backwardness. Let's go to Ishmael. Ishmael saying, Liberia will definitely receive the MCC money, which will help relieve the current suffering of the Liberian people, while Salon will not even come close to the MCC grant. Salon just don't get the MCC. So what did they talk about? Oh, Ishmael. Yeah, I want for Sabi, you bring. You're not blah, you're not case. Let me thank you. Say, George Weah has raised the bar for democracy higher in West Africa and beyond. Yeah, I agree with you. What did George Weah do? He don't raise the bar very, very high. I'm really glad for him. I'm really glad for him. Definitely. All right, Peter Dowda say Liberian society is more educated than Sierra Leonean society. You get any proof for that? Sometimes we talk something where you not get no proof just because we want for talk up. Peter Dauda, can you give us any proof? For say Liberian society, they're more educated than Sierra Leonean society. I don't think so. First of all, Liberian have 5 million, we almost 9 million. That's our point number one. Point number two, we get free education. Liberian not get free education. Anyway, bring your evidence. But I don't think what you're talking about true. Okay. You also say Liberian also have a better electoral system than Sierra Leone. Maybe I agree with you a little bit on that side. Maybe because I remember during the time of Ellen Sirleaf and George Weah, now the time that the Weah begin pay attention to Liberia the election. Now the first country within the sub-region where I see the election, people then they follow na the electoral website. Then they follow that. So I agree with you probably on that side. We need for upgrade ourselves actually. It's a shame. It's a shame that the smallest country they do better than we. Very, very shameful. Ajibu Jallo, Doc, I hope you understand that the cybercrime law does afford Parliament the power to hold you in contempt even when you are out of the country. Okay, yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't think they say. Okay, I not say you talk about the following, monitoring or following the counting. Okay, if that is the case, you talk. If I misunderstand you, tell me. Okay, let me read this again. This I'm a little bit probably look confused here. All right, Doc, I hope you understand that the cybercrime law does afford parliaments the power to hold you in contempt even when you are out of the country. Oh, when I talk about the uselessness of the parliament, yeah, I know. But but also, I strongly believe say the constitution actually triumph the legislation of the cyber crime law, not also. And I believe say theoretically, not practically, theoretically, the constitution afford me the right for freedom of speech. As long as I don't go beyond the confines of the law. So, anyway, they're not going to hold me nothing anyway. All right, let's go to David Tia. Love you, country. Love you, your country. Yeah. Lamin Denking, is it true that USA uses two currencies like Sierra Leone? Please comment, doctor. No, USA no they use two currencies. What did they talk about? It's very difficult for USA for use two currencies because their own currency now a global currency. Sierra Leone currency now a local currency. They're not anywhere outside of Sierra Leone. Useless. So I don't know why you even bring that. But no, the USA not get two currency, only one. Sierra Leone can get two currency locally. Because now a local currency just within the country. And the reason why Sierra Leone they use two currency at this time is because we are transitioning from the old leones to the new leones. So any country where don't go through this process, go tell you same, that's not the actual process. They just take them on and all of a sudden you pull all the old leones because that old leones they all over the country. So it's very difficult for get rid of that. So now a process, it takes time. I believe say Ghana have been on doing many years ago, but and still then they try for face out the old CD, if that's what they call them, CD. So what is Sierra Leone they go through? So now a normal process when they transition from one currency to another. But, not a bad thing at all. Okay, so we will still continue for use the old and new currency until the only thing now how this process they go. The printing where they may not print the old currency, then they stop for printer again. So as it depreciate, as it spoil, now so it with the face and out. So at the end, you're not going to be able to get the old currency again. Then now you get the new currency. It's just a process, not something when a bad thing anyway. All right, trustful Alfred, bro. You need to learn from Liberia. Yeah, we are learning from Liberia, definitely. Liberia actually beat with time when it comes to democracy. They beat with time. We need actually for learn from Liberia. All right, trustful Alfred. So how you people conduct election in your country? Oh, this not probably this is not Liberian. Well, one of the ways, well, it's the same thing as Liberia. To be honest with you, the only difference is the politicians never actually try to put institutions that will protect the vote of the people, because that's the way these people, thrive. So, and secondly, we never had any free and fair election. Well, theoretically, because there's always somebody who is grumbling that, okay, they cheated, the election was rigged. This is always has been the case for the past 6 elections that we've conducted. And I just talk about this. So, yeah, we have a lot to learn. And that's why we are here to teach our folks. And sometimes even, go outside of our border, like in Liberia, and look at what Judge Weah just did. And maybe that we can take that as an inspiration and bring it in our own country and implement that. I just feel say probably the politicians therefore be ashamed of themselves looking at what happened at Liberia, and they're not going to learn from that. But anyway, thank you very much for the comment. Peter Dauda, foreigners have to do everything for us. We are not even capable of feeding ourselves. Yeah. And I just talked about that a few minutes ago. The only way we're able to prosper is when we learn how to fish, instead of all the time we rely on somebody giving us fish. To be honest with you, Sierra Leone not supposed for struggle. Africa not supposed for struggle for food. Why? Why Africa they struggle for food? Why? Because patriotism no day. There is no patriotism in we. I'm on a salon. I work all over and I see fertile land. To be honest with you, here in Phoenix, Arizona, the area where they now very close to the edge of the city. It dry. It dry. You know how people that in the farm now, yeah? They can forget trucks of water. If they not get any irrigation around, then get for go get trucks of water where then they can water the crops them. They are doing very well. What about Sierra Leone? How many months of rain do we get in Sierra Leone? 6 months. Half of the year is rainy season. Half of the year. Then besides that, how many rivers they will get? Okay, here in this western part of the United States, the one great river, like in most of the states then they get water from. The Colorado River, and they Arizona, they get water. Colorado, Utah, how you call this? What I'm calling? Other state them along the Colorado River. California. We, Nassau alone, almost every district gets a river. And the water is abundant. But still, we're not able to get water for was. Just water for was. We're not able to get them. We get for, what did they say, quartz, pancreas, with the quartz water. It's very, very shameful. Very, very shameful. The government gets a Ministry of Agriculture. What's in that Ministry of Agriculture they do? Absolutely nothing. When they give them money, then begin shame to themselves. Then they go give small thing to them farmers. Them say, hey, no worry. When the farmer themselves, if you don't take your money, then you can't give me small money. Mr. Padeolamo. The farmers say, when they get the money, then say a loan, then they pay the loan. Well, me na Sierra Leone, you na Sierra Leone. That money there, and me you get. If you don't take almost 90% of the money, you can't give me 10%. You want me for make a pay? Well, you pay the money where you don't thief first. Then they talk about the big five. And one of the priorities, according to what they tell me, then say, feed the people. Well, let's wait and see. If not to Boku talk no more. Let's wait and see. Until we get to take responsibility of our own lives, Africa will never develop. And we are always in the mercy of exploitation. 90%, listen to this, 90% of the world resources are in Africa. 90%. Think about this. If a continent like that, now the poorest continent, they actually ask yourself a question, why? 90% of the resources of this world is in Africa. Now Africa is there. Why that continent now the poorest continent in Africa? Well, until we actually explore the question and try to find the answer, we are always remaining in this way. All right, let's go to Ajibujalo. Doc, ID cards are printed offshore. So to enhance the integrity of the card, the chances for duplication is high if produced in accounting. But this is the same thing what they talk about. You know why you with the think rank can't here? Because we not get strong institutions. We don't get strong institutions. And that's not the thing. Because we get strong institutions, some of them concern their way the so minimal. Minimal. So let's put strong institution where they're able to protect the integrity of we election. Then most of them concerns we not they raise them. But I strongly believe say we could do that. Anyway, Alvin Baye say it is true. All right, Prince Weah, I think the Liberian don't begin watch me movie. Me program. Well, you guys are welcome. When I know say win a one. Actually, Liberia, Sierra Leone, I don't know why we not try for merge one country. Let's have Sierra Liberia. We call that what thing? Confederation. Yeah, a kind of a confederation. We get one president, then we get governors on both sides. Let's start the unification of Africa in Liberia, Sierra Leone. Maybe Guinea will follow, will join us. If Guinea join us, Ivory Coast will join us. If Ivory Coast join us, Senegal will join us. If Senegal join us, Mali will also will expand. Now, pretty soon, what will they get? United States of Africa. I don't know if it ever happened during your lifetime, but I wish that should be the case. Because to be honest with you, 5 million people in Liberia, to be honest with you, what you are able to do? Nothing, absolutely. When it comes to world stage, absolutely nothing. But when you get Sierra Leone, Liberia, Guinea, Ivory Coast, Senegal, Mali, all the 15 West African countries. Is this 15? I think it was 15. Then we get a president. Now, we not only get individual resources, now we get a collective. It becomes bigger. It's nice. But no, the West no agree. And the West, they use the same folks where they talk about the deplorables we will get now with societies them. We always the work for exploit we country. They not agree. Look what happened during Kwame Nkrumah. The West used certain individuals who they call the deplorables. When Kwame Nkrumah, Sekou Touré, and the other folks them in the 50s, 60s, where they say, you know what, we have to get a United States of Africa. The West realized, say, this is going to be a threat for their own survival, because most of them, they actually then they survive on the backs of Africa. So what happens if Africa can come together? It's a threat. So they use some of them. In fact, like in Kwame Nkrumah, they use certain Ghanaians them for overthrow them. Again, for Runaway, I think Nagini can die or something. You know, in the 80s again, this same ideology pop up again during the time of Thomas Sankara and the other folks. What did they do? They use the young brothers, Africans them. Then kill Thomas Sankara and the other folks that went up and Africanize them. No. He died. And here comes Muammar Gaddafi. Muammar Gaddafi say, you know what? Yes, I've been neglecting Africa, but I realize that Africa is my home. Because what may happen, Muammar Gaddafi not been focused on Africa. He believes in Arab. So he been focused on the Arabism, you know. And you know, say the Arab man and they don't like him. During the time of the 80s, when the United States actually sanctioned Gaddafi, he expects say the Arabs, in brother Arabs them, then go able for help for support him. None of them know they will support him. At the time now, the way he realize say he is African, and you know the Chisra and the Borneo. So at the time now, he turned to Africa. So very recently, what he do? He tried for create a project where we go able to get communication satellites for Africa. Communication satellites. He spent 90% of the money now he's supposed to provide them, then 10% now the other African countries. And why this communication? Because some of the satellites the way Africa they use for communication, like telephone, internet, and all that stuff. Now from France and other European countries, them according to the World Bank, France they get, I don't know, over $200 to $300 million annually from communication within Africa. And it's very, very expensive. Some they say over 400 million. Now in France they get and other satellite owners them from Africa. Then Muammar Gaddafi say, you know what, let's build our own satellites and they spend this 90%. When I spend the balance 10%, let we put a satellite where go make with the communicate. Because for example, we are in America also. If I want for call salon, you know what me call the route now Europe. I had to call the route before it goes alone. So all the destination gets taxes when they levy against me on call. So now that make at the end of the day, by the time when I call salon, the money what they spend is very, very expensive. So Gaddafi say, no, to hell with that. We can get a satellite for we on almost next to nothing. So they don't say a threat. Then the second thing what you do, you say, you know what, the dollarization now one of the tools then way the West then they use for deprive Africa. So let we get we own currency. Imagine say, you know how much the leons per dollar. I think it's 22,000 leons right now. 22,000 leons per dollar. $1 is equal to 22,000 leons. No. So if Africa get their own currency way equal to the dollar, you see the progress of Africa. They realize say this guy can take bread from remote, and they use in this way then kill him. So every time Africans and then try for put the aid up for sensitize and educate Africans them so that they go able to become self-sufficient, and they always they in danger. Just imagine Ibrahim Traore, where a lot of Burkinabes and then they call the incarnation of Thomas Sankara. They don't get 3 coups the way don't miss up. Where France and some Burkinabes them. France they use the Burkinabes them for make them get rid of Ibrahim Traore. When I say African they're useless, and the people then feel say I just want for talk. But imagine somebody they come out all the way. You know say now exploit it, they can't exploit you. Then your brother say no, we get to stop this exploitation. Then that person they come into you say, you know what? This guy no one for make we exploit him. So I want for make you get rid of him. And you the fed for get rid of that person there. Who seems less way past that one day? So that's not the thing. Until Africans are self-aware, where are they going to say? And they help the West, where they exploit we. It help them. Right now, France is very, very desperate. They're very, very desperate. Because, like waiting, Jacques Chirac, one of the former presidents of France, being saying, he said there will be no France without Africa. They know what they get from Africa. We don't know who's safe anyway. Let's move on. Now, Ajibu Tijanjalo say Abdul Fatoma, a civil society and a lawyer, was invited and detained at the CID and Paneba Road Correction Center on the order of the Speaker for criticisms of Parliament akin to yours. Face blue smile. No, they call me right now for make then go detain me. These are the things people they talk about. You know, which I will get strong institution if you say then go do them can't here. But right now there is no strong institution. We get strong people. In any country where neglect strong institution instead of instead then they try for build strong people. That's not the outcome. When somebody becomes strong, they become belligerent and arrogant, you know. So that's not the thing. Doris Johnson, our former president, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, did the same by turning power over to Mr. Weah. No, yeah, I understand that, but the point I'm trying to say here is Ellen Sirleaf went 2 times, right? If I remember correctly, and your constitution says that you only serve 2 terms. So her term was already finished. There was no way she could continue contesting. So you see, yeah. But this is a man who, constitutionally speaking, supposed to contest, and he contested, and he lost. In Africa, a sitting president lost the election and voluntarily turned power. I think that's somebody we should be proud of. So you Liberian guys should be proud of this guy, irrespective of your. I know that you guys have also different political affiliations, just like Sierra Leone. I know that, but when you talk about nationalism, you guys should be proud of George Weah. You should be proud of, and I'm proud of you guys. You know, you guys are only 5 million people, and you are actually leading democracy in the sub-region. That's really something that you'll be proud of. Forget about your affiliations. George Weah is a hero for Liberia for what he just did. He did that 12 years ago, and now he has just done that. That's the point I was trying to say. All right, let's move to Ibrahim Kanka Kabo. Why the Sierra Leone government can't operate with a data system rather than spending a huge sum of dollars at every registration for election? Now, a very good question, my brother. And I asked the same question. You know why? People no go ever stop for be corrupt. Corruption is the main thing here. This is why they don't want a digital system. A digital system gets a trace, okay? But paper, you don't get a trace. If you don't want the paper, the data is gone. The record is gone, no matter what you think. So I think that because of corruption, now it make in Sierra Leone, we don't want to embrace digitalization. But now the best way for make we able for reduce corruption at that country. When Madabio came power 2018, he bring in the current chief minister. He was really trying for making able to put digital into the educational system. I don't know if he succeed, but I know say he gets a lot of pushback from the corrupt folks, But that's not a very good question. We only we leaders they're supposed to answer them kind of question here. Let's go to Sylvester Williams. We started with Green Revolution under the late Joseph Saidu, and it failed woefully. Let us study how SOCFIN, SOCFIN, as an agricultural company is successful in the palm oil plantation. Yeah, maybe we go do them, but to be honest with you, there was no reason why Africa is supposed to forget this kind of hunger way the ravage we society. We get everything what we need. We just need good leaders then. James Tonu Jr. A lot of things was done before the former VP president win the election. Opposition set up a system room to protect the vote. I can send you the war room. I totally agree with you. It must be the case. One of the problems that we had during the election, I'm talking about some of us that are APC folks, we did not actually prepare for the counting of the votes. I don't think we even had a war room that actually tabulates all the results, and that was a big problem for us. But in my candidacy in 2028, I think it will be the first totally digital counting system for the APC party. You can't rig with a digital system. So Peter Dauda, integrity is very scarce in Sierra. Yeah, I think that was a big problem we have. Sierra Leone lacks integrity. And the integrity is spreading not only within the political group, it actually goes beyond. It's like a disease, a transmitted disease. It starts with the leadership, and now it's spreading to the citizen. Everybody is, I don't want to say something that will offend other people anyway, but integrity is something. Well, let me just say, one thing that we lack in Sierra Leone is ethics when it comes to politics. That's all I can say. All right, James Tuno Jr., watching from Liberia. Well, thank you very much. You guys are very, very much, happy, I believe. What happened in Liberia, was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday or so. I know that everybody in Liberia affiliated to a different political party, but at the end of the day, it's all about the country, right? For the fact that your president, the current president, George Weah, is the first person that took phone and called Joseph Boakai and congratulated him. And not only that, he came on the national media and gave a speech. And in that speech, you see the effort to unite the country together. We don't have such people in our country. We don't have such leaders. We don't. That's why I am proud of Liberia, because of what is going on. And my advice to you guys is take advantage of that. Take advantage of this opportunity. And I hope the incoming president will take advantage of, because Liberia also, you guys are also divided. Because when I look at the results, which I monitor throughout, it's very close. It's really, really close. So the outgoing president has already set the pace, the foundation for unity. Now it's left with the Liberian people and the Liberian incoming president, the president-elect, to take advantage of that and cement the unity. My brothers, without unity, there is no progress. We have similar stories, right? The civil war in Liberia, it spread to Sierra Leone. We know the destruction. Without unity, there is no progress. So you guys should take advantage of that. That's why this program is to make sure the Sierra Leonean people, they learn from the mistakes of the past. And when we learn from the mistakes of the past, we will not repeat it. But if we neglect the past, then the possibility to repeat the same mistakes is too high. Congratulations for the Liberian people. Lamidan can say dominance of one tribe in state institution was a problem for our growth because some people try to protect theirs in any way for authority and wealth. And that is the problem we will get as Sierra Leonean, my brother. Now I don't believe in tribalism. Every African come up from a tribe. This is a fact. Okay? This is a fact. We all belong to a particular tribe. But tribe should not be a cause for national development. Tribe should not be an impediment for national cohesion. And in Sierra Leone in particular, the politicians are using tribe to further divide Sierra Leoneans. And they fall into that. That trap, they fall into that. And because of that, my brothers, the country is not going anywhere. Look at for the past 5 years, 6 years. What did actually Sierra Leone achieve? Absolutely nothing. The people are going to bed hungry. Food no day. The land look at home. Very, very greenish. Very, very fertile. Everybody is in the big cities. Nobody no one for go now the villages for go farm. Like the way it used to be. Tribalism is an impediment for national cohesion. Until we start to realize that, we go stagnate, my brother. Now, here on Safa, Weah Senior, I have a lot of Liberians today. Hi, watching from Liberia. Well, thank you very much. Congratulations again to the Liberian. Today's broadcast, there are a lot of Liberians. Because I was talking about Liberia, maybe that's why. Hi, Hawa Kamara Fala, watching from Liberia. Congratulations to Liberia. Wow. Hi, Musa Conte, Sierra Leonean presidents, especially the current, is acting as if he is the country. Today, I want to give a caveat to Sierra Leoneans. Any president who will focus in making sure that Bome cease to exist, that is the signal of a true patriotic president to lead the nation. And Musa, what did they try to talk about? I know say Bome na slum, but I don't really understand. So you want to tell me say the problem of Sierra Leone na Bome dey? No, man, I don't think so. But anyway, I just want to thank everybody. Well, that's the new president-elect of Liberia, Joseph. And guess what? We are not against relationship with Sierra Leone. This is a guy where you talk good Creole, perfect Creole. And you talk perfect Creole. I think I don't bother picking them. The other problem I see with this is he's 78 years old. He's 78 years. But at least it came at a time when the country is forging ahead. You know, I have a lot of Liberian friends here in Phoenix, Arizona. I have a lot. They know me very well. You know, that country was divided. And now, I think it's an opportunity for them to unite. All right, Musa, I think say you don't respond to you. Sierra Leonean president, especially the current, is acting as if he is the country. Today, I want to get, well, how are you done with this? So why are you saying again? Okay. Okay, that was Peter. Peter, that was say the only area where we are making progress in our increase in population. Yeah, we they born too much. 9 million with the next so very, very soon. 9 million I with the next according to the World Bank. We got about I think 8.6 or 7 million. 8.6 or 7 or something like that. But once again, Milton, Batu, Tugba. Surely Liberia has to set example because of its past. Well, you are right. You are right. And I believe that this is the time for you guys to come together as a country and make sure you forget about the past. Well, not forget about the past. You learn from the past so that you will make the future a better place for your next generation. Okay? So I wish you guys the best. And Milton, Batu, Togba, watching from Liberia. I have a lot of Liberian viewers today. You guys, most times I talk about Sierra Leone and Liberia, so you guys can subscribe. I'm always on every Saturday at 12 p.m. Pacific time, I think, which is about 7 p.m. Liberia, because Liberia and Sierra Leone have the same time, right? Time zone. Yeah, I think so. 7 p.m. Liberian time. And if you have a question, don't hesitate to call me during the time of the broadcast, because I have a number. Let me show you. Let me show you guys the number. Sometimes I take phone calls also. If you want me to talk about Liberia, what is going on in Liberia, then yeah, I can do that. I can talk about Liberia because I know pretty soon we will have the same country. At least we want to bring Liberia together, because these people are the same. Liberia, you don't go between the border side between Liberia and Sierra Leone. They speak the same language. Mane Mende speak the same language. It's just like Sierra Leone and Guinea, the border between Guinea and Sierra Leone. Speak so. So why don't we just have let's erase the border and have one country. We can call them whatever name we want to call it, because I believe these two names are actually given to us by our colonial master. I know Liberia never colonized, but still have the name. So let's have the same country. We have the same military, because we are the same people, definitely. Maurice Jones say congratulations to us Liberian. Thanks to President Weah for the peaceful election. Yeah, you guys should be proud of him. Hopefully, you guys will bring him back 2029, because I was hearing him talking about coming back in 2029. Was I going to say, what I meant is embedded in that message, Bome symbolizes the ailment and neglect of the citizens. So Bome is a symbolic of the patriotic tendency of the politicians of the country. Oh, okay. All right, I heard you loud and clear. All right, well, I believe we already how many? 2 hours 11 minutes already. I think that is enough enough of the program, and I just want to thank everybody, especially my friends and brothers from Liberia. Welcome to the program. This is the TPN network. It's been going on for the past 13 years, mostly talking about Sierra Leone, but most times talking about Africa. So you guys are welcome. You can subscribe and give your comment. And I also want to thank those who you know provided their own opinion in this program, especially about the comparative nature of the two countries, Liberia and Sierra Leone, when it comes to politics, when it comes to democracy. And I hope we can learn from each other. Well, that's all for today. And I just want to say goodbye. Tata.